Welcome back everybody, MC here with another video, and today I want to show you guys how to get the unicorn mount in Terraria. And the unicorn mount is one of the best mounts in Terraria itself. It's one of the best mounts in expert mode in particular and any of the modes below that, but in master mode it's not as good as some of the mounts that are only available in master mode. So everyone should go for the unicorn mount in their normal playthroughs, and to get the unicorn mount I'd recommend going to a hallowed biome, and if you want to make a hallowed biome yourself in any part of the world, I can show you how to do that by going to how to create your own biome in Terraria. But in general, if you are in the hallowed biome and you are getting the spawns of unicorns, then the item will drop eventually. The item is called the Blessed Apple. So you're waiting for the Blessed Apple to drop, and while you're waiting for the Blessed Apple to drop, you can get a lot of unicorn horns as well, which are very, very valuable in Terraria for many different things. So highly recommend farming for both at the same time. I would almost say that if you are farming for unicorn horns in general, just keep farming until you get the Blessed Apple as well, and use that as your main mount as soon as you are in kind of like the mid to late game. Because once you hit hard mode, or once you hit the mechanical bosses, for example, the unicorn mount is fantastic. The unicorn mount can be used to take on the Martian Madness saucers, for example. It can be used to kill Moonlord. It can be used to kill any of the bosses that you spawn later on in the game that are up on the surface, and you can use a long sky bridge to fight. And the reason why the unicorn mount is so important is because it gets to its maximum speed a lot quicker than you can on your boots. The problem with turning and twisting in fights in Terraria is if you are only using your boots, you have to run a little bit before you can get to top speed. But the unicorn mount, as I said, gets pretty much straight away to maximum speed, and it's able to outrun most bosses. But the most important thing is, when you're outrunning most bosses in Terraria, you want to make sure they don't despawn. Now, Martian Madness saucers, for example, they do despawn if you go too far away from them. And if you're unlucky, the twins can also despawn if you kill the wrong one while the other one is outside of the screen. So the best thing about the unicorn mount is it's fast, but it's not fast enough to despawn everything. You still have to be careful with the twins, so just make sure you know how to stop them from despawning in general. But for example, Moonlord, since Moonlord doesn't despawn, you can just run left and right on a sky bridge using the unicorn mount, and you can pretty much do that all the way without him ever despawning, because he'll teleport towards you. Now, I kind of tried to show this in this footage as well. You know that you're looking for the Blessed Apple, so you don't need to wait to see it. But one thing I would say is this thing is very, very hard to get. It takes a while. It takes a lot of unicorns. Kill all the enemies that are off the screen whenever you can to try and reduce the amount of enemies that are taking up the spawns. Use a battle potion if possible, and use a water candle. You might be here for a while. It takes a while for this damn thing to drop, but once you get it, it'll be very, very worth it. Plus, farming the unicorn horns, as I said already, is very valuable. Farming pixie dust is very valuable. Pretty much farming in the hallowed biome in general is worth your while regardless of how long it takes. It will take a while, but once it drops, it's worth it. As you can see, there's a few of the Ankh Shield items dropping as well, so if you're trying to get the Ankh Shield as well, you can also farm for that. So there's a lot of different things that you can farm for at the same time while you're waiting for the Blessed Apple to drop. Now, I predict that if people are having trouble getting this thing, there are going to be people in the comment section telling me, I've killed hundreds of these unicorns and I still am getting the Blessed Apple. Am I doing something wrong? No, you just need to be patient. It takes a while. Sometimes it'll drop very quickly. I'm obviously not getting as much luck in this footage as you might get in your playthrough, but I highly recommend getting it regardless. As I said, the Blessed Apple is, in my opinion, the best mount, or the unicorn mount in general is the best mount in expert mode, normal mode, I suppose journey mode if you want to count that as well. But in Unfortunately, in Master Mode, the Unicorn mount is very important, but up to a certain point. And you can kind of get a better mount than the Unicorn mount straight away in Master Mode 2, which I will show you in a future video. But because it drops from the Wall of Flesh, which kind of makes the Unicorn mount obsolete if you're in Master Mode. But if you're in any of the other modes, as I said, the Unicorn mount is very, very important. I'm actually farming a lot of different things here that you probably don't know that I'm trying to get the recipes for. I'm getting shark fins for the Mega Shark. As you can see, I'm still using the Clockwork Assault Rifle. I'm getting the items for the Ankh Shield. I'm getting Pixie Dust. I'm getting Unicorn Horns. I'm getting all sorts of really handy equipment. You can even get the Werewolf, the Moon. So it's very, very good item, honestly, to try and farm for, or just as I said already, the Hallowed Biome is very, very important to farm in general. And if you want to increase your spawn rate, as I said, kill all the little critters that are spawning on the side of your screen, because the enemies or the mobs in this game only spawn off the screen. That's one of the reasons, and I explained it in the video that I showed you earlier about how to create your own biome. One of the reasons why the pearl blocks on your screen are going off the screen. I want the unicorns to spawn off the screen and run towards me. So it's very important to make sure you maximize your spawn rates for these things and move a little bit from left to right. As you can see, I'm getting unicorns that are coming towards me as I kind of move left and right. So they do spawn, and sometimes they spawn in packs if you're very lucky. And when it comes to daytime, nighttime, I always find that I get way more unicorns during the daytime than I do the nighttime. So you could probably go away and come back. You technically can get unicorns pretty late into the night, but a lot of other spawns will take up the spawn rate of the unicorn. So we're going to kill this one now, and hopefully it drops it. Finally, we got the bloody apple. That's what it looks like. If you didn't see it, I already have it in the thumbnail, so you'll be able to see it from there anyway. But it's nice to actually have the drop in the footage. And now we have the unicorn mount, so I'm going to let you see how quickly it reaches maximum speed. You can use asphalt blocks in order to get its speed up, and then you can have a moonwalking unicorn all the time, and you can shoot from it. As you can see, you can jump with it, and it's pretty much the perfect mount for anyone who's playing expert mode or normal mode. Anyway, thank you very much for watching today's video. Leave a comment and let me know what you think. If you have any other tips, let me know as well. And thank you very much for watching. Ta-ta!